We beat them by 53! 53! Brett Bielema, what are you doing, man? This isn't a normal stat line for when you're playing a top 10 team. They was treating them like Chattanooga State Water Aquarium Community College. It's embarrassing. If I'm an Illinois fan, I'd be talking about, hey, we need to shut down the football program. Basketball only. It's really sad for Florida because I think they have a top 10 defense. They have one of the best defense in the nation. But unfortunately, they have one of the worst offenses in the nation. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I've had a lot of bad predictions throughout the history of the channel, throughout my career on YouTube. But I think this isn't just up there with the worst of them. This is the worst of them. Let me turn this down. I got the UFC game going on in the background. We have a lot to talk about. Sorry if I'm not like all over the place, sporadic. I'm kind of in, we'll say, I was going to say shocked, we'll say distraught. I have never been more wrong than what I was with Illinois. Guys, that was bad. I'm talking about on my part. Well, they played awful. We'll get at it in a second. I'm talking about my prediction. That was bad, man. And, you know, I should have seen this coming. I made an entirely separate video a couple days ago. It's on the channel. You can see it. I'm not going to delete it. Look, it is what it is. Sometimes you're right. Sometimes you're wrong. I was wrong. And you guys let me hear about it on Twitter, which is fine. Which is totally fine. I deserve it. No lie, the title of the video is, it's like a 12-minute video. The most underrated team. You know what? Let me pull this up. What is the actual title of this video? And we're going to talk about Florida, Miami. Oh, my bad. The best team in college football nobody is talking about. 12 minutes long, and I just hyped up Illinois. Bad look, man. Real bad look for your boy Matty, but it happens. You can't get them all right. Hey, I predicted Oklahoma to beat Auburn by 8 points. They won by 7, so at least it's not all bad. But this one, you know, it's definitely getting overshadowed. I missed the 8 ball on this one. Really bad. Also, too, channel update. Show this. Mutt-banging Matt is in the building. Tasting Matt is in the building. Whatever you want to call it. Well, that focus real good. About time my camera actually worked for once. Orange cream, 0 sugar, don't drink calories. Why would you waste calories on a liquid? Never had this before. Saw it. Figured, hey, why not? Let's do it for a video. It's been in the fridge all day. I got the 12-pack. All right. We're no longer doing football anymore on this channel. Taste test. Hold on, one more sip. Wow, this actually pretty good. Orange cream, 0 sugar. I recommend that. You know, if you're like, you know, you like on a diet or something, good to switch it up. I like Diet Coke and Coke Zero, so that's a nice little switch. It's got a nice little orange taste to it. Better than what I thought. Normally, it don't taste like anything. But you ain't here for that. You ain't here for that. Illinois, Indiana, everyone's tweeting at me. Matt, you got to talk about it. Nobody cares, but I haven't had a single person. I ain't going to talk about them, because guess what? I'm a fan of the people. I'm going to get the people what they want. I haven't had a single person tweet at me. Yo, Matt, can't wait to hear your thoughts on Missouri, South Kakalaki. What's your thoughts on it? Nobody. So I ain't going to talk about it too much. We're going to talk about Florida versus Miami and what happened with Illinois, Indiana. Since I think Florida and Miami finished last, let's talk about Indiana and Illinois first. Well, that's the reason you're here, isn't it? Well, once it got to like 28 points, the lead, I quit watching, if you want to be honest. I didn't need to see anymore. The fighting Kurtzenades are the real deal. I will clap it up. No. We got to do a real clap. Clap it up. We got to eat some crow, man. We got to eat some crow. Sonetti got me, man. He's definitely watching the videos. You know what? I bet he showed his team that video, the Illinois one. No lie. He took it personal, and he took it out on Illinois. That's all I know to say about it. He had to watch the video. He's got a point to prove. He's trying to prove me wrong. I will say I'm still not bought in on Sonetti. I still think, something off about that guy. I don't know. He's a little too cocky for my liking. Granted, you could say, well, Matt, he's earned the right to be cocky, and you are right. But golly, 63-10, they beat him by a 50 burger. Was that the final score? Let's double check real quick. We'll do this in live time. 63-10, man. Guys, it was a complete evisceration. I don't use that word lightly. I don't say a lot on the channel. I save it for eviscerations like this. It wasn't domination. It wasn't, they beat the crap out of them. Evisceration. Look it up if you don't know what it means. 31 first downs to 9. I'm going to have to write these numbers down. Illinois on third down, 1 for 10. Indiana, 8 for 11. Indiana's also 1 for 1 on fourth downs. Golly. No, we got to pull it out. Hold on, I want to look at something. The box score for the quarterbacks. Altmaier, believe it or not, Altmaier didn't play trash. He didn't play that good. Illinois couldn't do anything on offense, and they could not stop Indiana on defense. You give up 63. You weren't doing anything on defense. You were just like a walking traffic cone out there. Man, I just can't get over that. Hey, I give credit to them. They finally got them a top 25 win. Last year, they didn't have a top 25 win. Now, I think I have to say that Kurtzenade in Indiana, they're legit. Now, let's not get carried away, Timothy and Bobby, when I say they're legit. I ain't talking about competing for the national championship. Like, they're a legit top 15 team. I'm cool with that. Dang, 63-10, man. Come on. Brett Bielema, what are we doing? Look at these. You know what? Let me write down the quarterback stats first, and then we'll go from there. I'll see y'all in about a minute. Okay, the beauty of getting blown out like this is you can't point to one thing and go, oh, that's why we lost if you're Illinois. No, this is like a... I don't know how to word this. This is one of those games as a fan, you're like, when's basketball season? You already give it up. Whew. I can't state how humbling it is. I don't know if I've ever... So y'all know I'm a Bama fan. I'll give you the Bama fan in me for a second. This had to be the equivalent to when Clemson beat us 44-16 in the national championship. You're just sitting on the couch like... less emotion than a brick. Nothing surprises you. Everything's going wrong. You're just like, what's next? It can't even hurt you at that point. That's how I had to feel if you're a Illini fan. But like I was saying, Altmaier, he didn't play atrocious. 14 for 22, 0 interceptions, 1 touchdown, $146. But the Rest of the offense didn't help out. Look at this. Guess how many yards they had rushing. We'll draw a box here. We'll go rush yards. This is as a team, by the way. 2. 20 carries for 2 yards. Yikes. Sacks, for those of you who don't know, are counted in that, but still. 2 yards, it's pitiful. Indiana. Ew. I'll get to Mendoza in just a second. Golly. Rush yards. Man. I thought they had 200 plus. I didn't know they had the 300 burger. 312? Timothy and Bobby, get you a load of that. 312 rushing yards, 2. Drum roll, please. 2. Not 200. Not 20, but 2. Brett Bielema, what are you doing, big man? What are you doing? You're supposed to be a running team. 2 yards? You know what's funny? If you would have showed me this before the game, like, hey, Matt, or you would have called me, I'm from the future. Indiana's going to have 312 rushing yards. I'm going to say, okay, cool. How many is the fighting Brett Bielema's going to have? Oh, well, they're going to have 2. I'm going to say, okay, Indiana beat them by 30. But no. I'd be understating it. They beat them by 53! 53! Brett Bielema, what are you doing, man? Golly! Somebody in the comment section of this video could have done better than that. You know how bad you gotta be coaching and lose by 53? I know some of it's on players too, but still, don't try to defend Bielema. It gets worse though, if this wasn't bad enough for you. We already went over the first downs. I'm not going to write that down. Let's just go with the, passing. Mendoza. Oh, yeah. We ain't even talked about him. My apologies. How could I forget? I wrote it down. He only had 2 incompletions. Flawless. 21 for 23. 267 passing yards. 5 tutties. Something on that. Very nice. Very nice. Golf clap. I'd clap it up if I didn't have my marker in front of my hand. 0 INTs. That's about as good as you can play. Total yards. We'll go right here. For, I put an A, total yards. Y'all should be able to see that. And then we'll go above Mendoza. Total, we'll just write total there. Phone cut off. Illinois had 161, is that right? Yeah, 161 total yards. Indiana, 579. This is like a stat line. I know we got a bunch of crap written everywhere. Here and here. This is like one of those stat lines when you're playing Chattanooga State Water Aquarium and Community College. This isn't a normal stat line for when you're playing a top 10 team. They was treating them like Chattanooga State Water Aquarium and Community College. It's embarrassing. If I'm an Illinois fan, I'd be talking about, hey, we need to shut down a football program. Basketball only. It really is a loss that sets back your program. Because from this point on, I can't take Illinois serious ever again. Not as serious as I was taking them. Talking about they're the best team nobody talking about. Matt, you big dummy. What are you thinking? What does that mean? No. What does that mean? That's how I feel right now. Is it from Interstellar, that movie? I think that's what it's called. Where the guy's beating on the glass because he's looking at somebody outside, but he's like, no, that's future me watching me make that video talking about how Illinois is the best team nobody's talking about. I hope y'all understand what I'm talking about. That's how I feel right now. Gosh, me right now, if I had a time travel machine and when I make that video, Wednesday or Thursday, and I couldn't interfere with the past, but I could look at it, I'd be beating on it. I'm like, no, Matt, don't post that video. Illinois is trash. They're not what you think. That's how I feel. Gosh, man, I'm losing credibility. Not that I had much to begin with in the first place. I'm talking about how this loss is going to set Illinois back. This is going to set me back. Ain't nobody going to believe anything I say again or take me serious. Man. It's only one loss. So I'm not going to dread on it too much. But for all the people that want me to get up here and say, hey, I was wrong, you was right. Well, that's all there is to it. I was wrong. Is that what you want to hear? Let's clap it up to the fighting Kurtzinettis in Indiana. It's fairly simple. These videos are interesting when the game's close and we can dissect a couple of big plays, but guys, there's nothing to dissect. You just beat the living snot out of them. So congratulations. Next up, though, we got to talk about the Florida Gators and the U. Well, I don't think we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about them because it's the same story with Billy Napier, different week. I've said it for 2 years. I'm tired of saying it. You're tired of hearing it. Or maybe you are. I don't know how he still has a job. I don't know how he hasn't been fired. If I was saying that 2 years ago, how do you think I feel saying it now? I feel... It just feels dumb to keep repeating myself. Nothing's going to change. It's really sad for Florida because I think they have a top 10 defense. They have one of the best defense in the nation. But unfortunately, they have one of the worst offenses in the nation. It gets so demoralizing and draining when you're getting stop after stop after stop like they were against Miami. And you look up at the scoreboard. And at halftime, you're walking out or you're walking to the tunnel at halftime. Hey, man, we played pretty good on defense. You look up at the scoreboard and there's a big goose egg. It just drains your energy. And you're like, oh, man, can we get some help? DJ Oogbadoogie Lagway, can we get some help, brother? I ain't even asking for like a 40 ball. Can we get like a 10 ball? Can we maybe get a 20 burger one game? You can only muster up. What they have against USF? 16 points? You can only muster up. I mean, this offense stinks. It's crazy. The defense, I ain't going to say they're elite, but they're really good / great. Top 10. I'd put them at like number 8, 9, or 10 in the nation. Man, the offense is so bad, which is crazy because... For those of you who don't know, Billy Napier is supposed to be the offensive-minded guru. He's an offensive head coach. Did you know he still calls the plays? That's not normal for head coaches. I think it's time for him to put his pride and ego aside and let someone else call the plays. I give some credit to that fraud up north that plays, or not plays, but coaches for Little Bro State, Ryan Day. He finally put his pride and ego inside. He don't call the plays no more. Guess what? One national championship. Maybe Billy Napier needs to take some notes. But man... I ain't even going to write down the stats. Miami, did they play great? No. If I had to give them a grade, I'd give them like a B-. But guess what? Your B- is good enough to beat Florida's even A- at this point in time. But Florida didn't even play that good either. I'd give their defense like a B or B+. Carson Beck, a.k.a. Timmy Beck, he threw that one interception. Outside of that, he was just fine. I'm actually curious. I like looking at the box score myself. I haven't checked it out. We'll do this in live time. Hey, why not? I will pull it up. I'm not going to write it down because I don't even think you guys care. Lagway. I'm not going to pull it up because it hasn't updated. Are you kidding me? What? I mean, no box score available. I wish I could actually find the stats. I can't. The only one I can find are DJ Lagway's, but I don't even think it's relevant to this video. Florida couldn't move the ball. They did actually kind of excite me there when they was running all over Miami on that first drive to open up the second half. Cut it 13-7. Had the interception. Oh, by the way, shout out to Cormani McClain. Y'all remember Cormani? He had an interception tonight. Clap it up to him. Proud of you, brother. Really proud of him. Inspirational story, if you ask me. I've always been the first to critique him, but like I tell y'all, that's just, that's what I got to do. But I'm also going to be the first person to praise you. So, congratulations. Hope that is, I think that's his second at Florida. So, it's his first this year. So, I hope it's the first of many. That's what I was going to say. Wish him the best of luck. Outside of that, though, and there's not really anything to say about Florida at all. Not anything good, at least. Lagway's still struggling. Offensive line is not good. You can't even hate on Lagway too much because he doesn't have time to throw. I don't care if you got Tom Brady back there. You don't got time to throw. You're not going to do anything. It was a recipe for disaster today. You got, on one hand, Florida's offensive line, not good. On the other hand, you got Miami's front seven, their edge rushers, one of the best in the nation. When that collides, it's going to be ugly. And ugly it was. But when they got that interception, It's 13-7. They're moving the ball. They had it on Miami's like 35. They went for it on 4th down. Lagway, it was 4th and 3 or 4th and 4, something like that. Lagway completed the pass, but the most Florida thing ever happened. The wide receiver didn't run the route far enough. He was about half a yard short. Should have ran a little bit farther. That ain't even on the quarterback. That's on a receiver. You got to know where the sticks are, man. And you got to make sure you run to it. I felt like if they would have scored a touchdown there, that would have really just changed the momentum in the game, because they was already starting to gain the momentum. Once they didn't get that, I was like, yeah, it's probably over, and it was. Did I learn anything new about Miami in this game? No, they are who I thought they were. What's scary is they are slowly but surely becoming one of the better defensive teams in the nation. And we all know they got a great offense. So, clap up to the U. I got to say this again. How does Billy Napier still have a job? What are they doing there? I don't get it. They're not going to make a bowl game. There's no way Florida wins 6 games. Have you seen their schedule? They're just getting into it. The meat and potatoes. Last but not least, before we end it off, I'll talk about South Kakalaki, Missouri a little bit. We'll clap it up to Mizzou. Undefeated. I hate to call them like a shocker of the SEC, because they've always been relevant in the SEC, especially the past couple of years. But a lot of people weren't too high on this Mizzou team. I didn't really know how to feel about them because, you know, they had the quarterback competition. Now it's Bo Peru's job. I did pick Kakalaki to win the game, though. I said if Sellers plays, I'm going to roll with them. He played, and Missouri still beat him. That was a good win, but I think the biggest storyline from that game, when I got done watching it, I didn't think, oh, well, Missouri's legit. Nah, South Carolina just don't look good. And that's the shocking thing to me, because I was really high on Kakalaki heading into the season, especially with the way they ended it last year. I thought they were a playoff team last year. They should have got in over Alabama and SMU. I don't care that Alabama beat them. Nobody was harder at the end of the season last year than South Kakalaki. This year started out good, or I thought they did with that win at Vol Tech. Come to find out, Vol Tech is trash. And it's been downhill ever since. Downhill slope. I think they could bounce back because they did it last year. And they could be a legit 9-win team, 8-win team. But I could also see a case and scenario where they never turn things around. I don't know. I hate to say that, but I really don't. If you're a Carolina fan, let me know in the comment section, how are you feeling? Are you already giving up on the season? Do you still got hope? I can see both sides of it. I'll leave you with that. Congratulations to Mizzou. I was about to say Florida. Miami. And last but not least, the Fighting Kurtzinettis. I'll say it again because I know you want to hear it. I was wrong. It won't be the last time we talk about it. I'll make a separate video throughout the week talking about it because, yeah, it was that bad of a prediction. Let me know your thoughts down below. But